Excuse me. Pardon me.
Hey, sit down.
Theatrical re-releases are the shiznit. Because it's awesome to be able to see a movie as it was originally intended. Now I know we all have home theaters now and everything, but seeing a movie on the big screen with an audience is completely different. Especially if that audience already loves the movie you're seeing, right? So if you're going to a movie that everyone knows and loves, it's going to be even more enjoyable in a big audience. Now, I guess you could say that it's all about making money or whatever, and yeah, for the studios, it probably is. But thanks to digital projection, we can actually have easily done single-night screenings of classic movies, which wasn't even possible, 2-3 years ago. Now that it's digital projection's prevalent everywhere, you can just download the movie, screen it at the theater, and have a really awesome re-release that you wouldn't have been able to do years ago. It's fantastic that we can do this now. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Because it's just awesome to see movies in theaters. Maybe, are the tickets overpriced? Sure, whatever. But having that second chance to see a movie on the big screen is something that previous generations didn't have, and we now do. So they rock.
Before I started recording this, me and some of the other Flixist editors were talking about the upcoming 300 re-release. And I thought that specific re-release was a bunch of bullshit because it's so clearly a marketing stunt. I mean, we are paying them to keep their brand in the public eye and develop word of mouth for their movie, which is, I guess, okay. There's nothing against that, but I just find it kind of grody that I have to pay to help someone market their movie. That's always been really shitty to me. So stuff like that, where they're re-releasing the movie to advertise a sequel, that's kind of gross. But with just re-releases like Lawrence of Arabia, I saw that on the big screen a little while ago because it was a new remaster. I think that's fine. I think movies where old movies where you didn't have a chance to see them on the big screen, like Ghostbusters or Blazing Saddles. I'd love to see Blazing Saddles on the big screen. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Stuff like that, I think that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. Big cultural institutions, I feel, are the ones that should be on the big screen again the most. Not so much re-releases of stuff that came out recently. I don't think 300 is a cultural institution by any means.
Yeah, as far as theatrical re-releases go, I really enjoy them kind of in all of their incarnations, whether it's, a movie coming back into theaters for award season or an old favorite kind of getting a new audience some years later. I know I saw Jurassic Park for the first time actually in theaters just whenever it came out, like a year ago or so, because it had been re-released, and it was really exciting. I had never seen it before, and it was super cool to see it up in the big screen in the city. It's very exciting. I don't know if I would have gotten the opportunity otherwise if it hadn't been re-released. So yeah, I am always a big fan of it. Anytime I can see movies that may have been difficult for me to see otherwise, I'm a fan of it. So more re-releases. I'm all about them.
Theatrical re-releases. More like theatrical peer-releases. Fuck off!
Okay, so re-releases are a good thing. They help remind you of a movie, like the most recent example of the 302. The first 300 came out like 600 years ago. Okay, it came out like that long ago, and nobody remembers it. So it's nice to have a little refresher. And if you missed out on it in the beginning when it first came out, it's your chance to see it again. See, like the most recent, the biggest ones, like the Disney ones, like where they did Beauty and the Beast and Finding Nemo. Those were amazing because I took my little goddaughter, mom's goddaughter thing, and she had a good time of those. This was her first time seeing them. So for someone who hasn't seen the original, who got to see it in theaters, like Gravity. Dude, I saw Gravity in theaters finally because of the re-release, and it's amazing. So there's no harm, no foul in it, really.
Hey, it looks like I made it to the movie question. Well, let's get to that no questions asked, shall we? Let's see, what do you think of theatrical re-releases? Well, theatrical re-releases could be a glorious thing, Speaking of ripping off large sums of money, if you decide to do a theatrical re-release, but take 13 minutes of the sequel and put it only exclusively in a theatrical re-release, well, that's kind of like you're holding that content hostage, which I can't really agree on because I don't believe in taking any hostages. So, with that said, let's see what I got today. Ooh. Well, these are new. I wonder how these will do. Well, I'll see you next week while I get these things sorted.